y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. So as you can see, we are in a different location than we normally are, and that is because I want to refinish my table and chairs that was outside my shop. So this table and chairs came from Ikea when we first opened Cuttin Corners. So I've had this for about 5 years. We paid, I think it was $30 or so at Ikea. It was either 30 or 50, but I love it. It is wood, but it needs a refresh. It's been sitting outside for 5 years, so that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we jump into the tutorial, I did want to remind you that our weekly wow sale for this week is the birthday sale for my birthday, and that's 25% off your entire purchase, and that sale ends on July the 18th of 2021 at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna need to do is to clean the table. So you need to pressure spray it, which that has already been done. But I also have some denatured alcohol and paper towels here. The more you can do to prepare your surface for paint, the better. So this just kind of makes sure all the dirt and grime and everything's off of there. And we're gonna wipe down both the table and the chairs. As you can see, it's like a never-ending process. And the reason why we're using alcohol, because it dries. It won't leave any residue on the surface, because sometimes when you're using cleaners or wood cleaners, it can leave a residue that doesn't like paint that much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna continue spraying this down and then wiping all the edges down, and then once it's dry, we will come back and we will get started with painting. As you can see, I have the table laid out here. I am using the Krylon Color Max acrylic latex. This is the same thing that I used on the table or the outside sign that I just made, and as you can see, it is made for indoor and outdoor use. I am not taking the hardware off of this because, one, I don't have the tools to do it. Two, it's really not, like, we don't ever fold this away anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And that, yes, this table and chairs do fold. But yeah, I am excited. And this paint has really good coverage, like really good coverage, where it typically, I had like a few touch-ups, but for the most part, it was a one and done for the coats of paint. But yeah, this is going to be absolutely adorable. Now, one thing you need to make sure of too is that you do paint all of the edges on this, because there are lots of parts to this table, and we want to make sure all the edges, all the inner ridges and everything like that are covered. Now, you do want to make sure that when you are doing this, to go in the direction of the grain of the wood. It makes things lay much, much better. But as you can see, very, very easy to do. So I'm gonna do this with the tabletop, well, the table and the chairs. And then once I get that painted, we will come back and we will start the stenciling process. Now, the design for the stencil is on Patreon for my $4 or more a month patrons. If you don't have the same size table, you can take and use, you can change the size of the stencil. It's just, this is what I have. And I think that this is going to look so cute out in front of my store. So again, just kind of brush and go, which is painting our pattern on here. So I have made strips of stars, and this file that I'm using is on our Patreon page in case you're wondering. And I'm not masking this because it's not something that really needs to be masked. So I've got my stars cut, and I'm just kind of laying it over each of the lines. I'm not gonna do every line, but we're gonna do this process for both the table and the chair. So as you can see, it's just a cute little star pattern. But what's gonna make this super special is we're gonna make kind of a glitter paint. So I have Mod Podge, which is the dishwasher safe, so it's glossy. So I'm gonna pour some of that into this clear cup. And then I have white extra fine glitter. This is, not sure what brand this is, extra fine glitter, and the color is Disco. So I'm just taking the cap off, and I'm pouring quite a bit into my Mod Podge. And then I've just got like the into a paintbrush, and we're just gonna stir all of that together. You want it to have a nice smooth consistency, but you'll really be able to see the glitter. And I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more glitter in here, because even though this doesn't seem like much, this should be enough glitter to do, because the stars are not that big, this should be big enough to do the whole table and chairs. So just gonna mix that up really well. Again, when you're working with any type of stencil, I always go for these types of brushes. They're like the sponge stippling brushes, like this, and we just dab. And this one it doesn't have to be as precise as some things because it's glitter. The paint actually is clear, the underside part. So we're just gonna dab that over all of our stars. Because I wanted it to, because I was originally going to do it white, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do stars, wouldn't it be cute for them to kind of twinkle a little bit? And this makes it almost a little bit hidden, if that makes sense. Because the backing for it is clear. So you're not going to see the stars like super bright and in your face. You're gonna see them as just sparkles. So there we go. We're just dabbing over all of them. So I love how this is going to turn out so cute. Like y'all don't even know. And it's something different. This isn't something you're gonna find in everybody's house or outside of everybody's house. This is something unique that is uniquely you. And you could use any pattern. So if like you're a Disney fanatic, you could make it Mickey Minnie heads. You could make it, you know, starfish or pretty much anything. But that's all we're gonna do. And then once it's dry, we will pull it off and I will show you the final table. So this is what the table looks like all finished with the stars stenciled on here. Now anywhere that you see that it's still white, that means the inner part of the Mod Podge isn't completely dry. Now the outside is, but the inner part isn't. But it takes some time. And as you can see, like you've got some thinner looking stars, but you still see the sparkle of it. But I love love how this came out. I love that the stars are extremely subtle on here. I think that it turned out absolutely amazing. So remember, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.